Good morning, everyone. It's Pastor Mike bringing you the midweek encouragement. It's been actually 14 weeks since we've been able to be together. That's a long time. I trust that you're doing well and persevering. As you can see, I'm on location this morning. I'm not at the church. I'm actually at one of the local ponds, and I have a question for you. I have in my hand a cup of sand, and I was wondering if you could tell me, try to guess, how many grains of sand are in one cup. How many of you think it is 20,000? 20,000 grains of sand, that's a lot. How many of you say more, maybe 300,000? How many of you say 1,000,000 grains of sand in this? Actually, the answer, according to the internet, which we know is always right. If it's on the internet, it must be true. According to the internet, a cup holds between 2 million and 15 million grains of sand, depending on how coarse the sand is. And that's a lot. I wanted to read this morning a passage, just a few verses, that talks about grains of sand. And it's a familiar passage. It comes from Psalm 139, which many of you know was written by David. And let's listen to verses 14 through 18. I will give thanks to you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and my soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret and skillfully wrought in the depths of the earth. Your eyes have seen my unformed substance, and in your book were all written, the days that were ordained for me, when as yet there was not one of them. How precious also are your thoughts to me, O God! How vast is the sum of them! If I should count them, they would outnumber the sand. This past Sunday, Pastor Doug spoke about God as our Father, and I was thinking about parenting. I was thinking about how consuming being a parent is, and I was thinking about how often as parents we think of our children. Of course, the younger they are, the more that is true, the more of our thoughts go toward our young children. And so in Psalm 139, we have David reflecting on the fact that God knows him intimately, really as a father. And David in this passage is really overwhelmed by the greatness of God's thoughts for him. And he compares them to grains of sand. He says that they are vast. And he actually says the same thing in Psalm 40, verse 5, that God's thoughts for him are vast. David is blown away, really, in this psalm by the truth that a transcendent God, that a God who is completely other, is intimately involved with his creation. In this case, David, who writes the psalm. I wanted to read a quote that I came across this past week regarding this passage that I think hopefully will be an encouragement to you, if I can get it without it blowing into the lake. It says, when we remember that God thought upon us from eternity, continues to think upon us every moment, and will think of us when time shall be no more, we may well exclaim, how great is the sum. Thoughts such as are natural to the Creator, the Preserver, the Redeemer, the Father, the Friend, are evermore flowing from the heart of the Lord. Thoughts of our pardon, renewal, upholding, supplying, educating, perfecting, and 1,000 more kinds perpetually well up in the mind of the Most High. It should fill us with adoring wonder and reverent surprise that the infinite mind of God should turn so many thoughts towards us who are so insignificant and so unworthy. And so today, if you find yourself discouraged about perhaps the world situation or whatever you're going through today, I want you to take courage that our infinite God thinks about you and me infinitely. And He is working all things together for His good, for our good, and for His glory. So be encouraged today that God is thinking about you, that you're not alone, and may God bless you, and we hope to see you soon.